Hey guys, Chris, head admin Yu-Gi-Oh memes. You guys, this is what I look like. Chris with a K, anyway. So, I'm gonna make these vlogs because, like, I want to make videos more often, and I have a lot to say. And I do watch YouTubers. I don't know if I'm a YouTuber or not, but I watch other YouTubers, and I noticed that none of them really just sit in front of a camera and just talk. And when they do, like, it's always about, like, other cards or like what's good in the meta or cards they think are good, stuff like that. But no one really talks about what's like important in Yu-Gi-Oh outside the competitive play, you know, because there are other people who aren't competitive and just want to hear what other people have, others' opinions. I like hearing others' opinions about Yu-Gi-Oh and all this game. So what I'm gonna, I guess, talk about today is ethics in Yu-Gi-Oh. Now, for those of you who don't know, ethics is a part of philosophy, and it's just like the idea of what is morally right and wrong, and what makes things morally right and wrong, like people's views on that, religion, culture, etc., stuff like that. Now, the reason like I thought about this is because when I'm taking a philosophy class and it's Intro to Ethics, and when I'm in class and I can't focus, I need a mnemonic device. So what I usually do, like lately I've been using Yu-Gi-Oh for that stuff, so I used it for economics my senior year, and that helped a lot. So I used it for ethics in Yu-Gi-Oh, and it kind of helps. It's like a weird subject. Anyway, so there's two different types of Yu-Gi-Oh players. The competitive player and the not so competitive player. Those who like to play for fun. I know a lot of people like that. I'm kind of like that, but I'm like in between. I like playing competitively because I'm good. I think I'm good, and I like having fun. Anyway, so both sides think completely differently. The competitive player is obviously more like, I will do anything to win. The non-competitive player is very passive. When I was at regionals in Anaheim, I had to play competitively. I wanted to win. I wanted to get my invite, and I got my invite. But I felt like such a fucking asshole at the end of the day, because there was a lot of times where I had to call a judge on a person for an irreversible game state, or like for a misplay that they wanted to go back on, and I wanted to win. Like, I had the competitive side out of me, so I didn't let them go back. There was one time where I let the guy go back, and I still won because I knew I had a game regardless, but still, you know, I felt bad. Whatever. That's just being competitive. It's competition. Like, as human beings, we naturally drive off competition. That's why I play competitively, because I love that. I love the thrill. I love playing for cards, stuff like that. Anyway, so ethics in Yu-Gi-Oh, and pretty much like I'm a religious person, so like yeah, you know, like I use my religion as my source of morality and stuff. So I believe cheating's wrong, all that other crap. And I'll admit, I've cheated in Yu-Gi-Oh. I've done it. We've all done it. Whatever. We've all wanted to like stack our opponent or something like that. And, yeah, so this is live, so I have no scripts. I'm just talking out of my brain. So I want to tell you a little story, and this involves a famous Yu-Gi-Tuber. Now, keep in mind, at the time, I didn't know he was famous, and I actually messaged this guy. He's a guy. I'll actually message this guy. I did already, to tell him that I was going to talk about him. And he requested that I completely leave names out, so I'm not going to say his name. So yeah, I'm going to be nice and not say his name, because that would defy the purpose of my video. So anyway, this was YCS Long Beach. If you guys are familiar with YCS Long Beach, that was a 4,000 plus competition. Now, it was me, my cousin, my friend Ethan, and my friend Ethan's neighbor. His name was Eric. He's 10 years old. So, this little kid, Eric, I just called him my cousin for the day, because a lot of people were asking me, who's this kid? I'm going to say he's my cousin. I'm going to refer Eric as my cousin. So, Eric, he's an anxious little kid. First 5 packs, he pulls a wind-up shark, he automatically wants to sell it. So, I put it in my trade binder, I try to get rid of it. No one really wants it at the time, because I was like, eh. Anyway, throughout the day, he pulls a Veiler in the Order of Chaos Special Edition, and Veiler at the time was going for around $6. So I told him, keep onto that card, don't sell it, don't do anything without me being there, because I know someone's going to try and rip you off. He didn't listen to me. So, when I think it's round 4's over. Let me get some water in my mouth dry. Round 4's over, and we all meet up. I look around like, where's Eric? Looking around, I see him talking to these 4 guys. I think it was 3 guys. 3 or 4, I don't even remember. I just remember 2 specific guys. So, he was talking to them, and I see him give them a card, and I see him get money back. So I kind of wander over there, and I go to him, and I go, so, what did you sell? And he goes, oh, I sold him that card that I pulled, that Veiler thing. And I was like, how much did you sell it for? He tells me, oh, this guy gave me $2 for it. And I thought to myself, you got ripped off, bro. But I didn't want to say anything, because, you know, he's a 10-year-old, I don't make him feel bad. So that guy who he got the Veiler off of, not the famous YouTuber, his friend. It was the guy's friend. So this friend, he tells me, "Oh, you have trades? Give him my trade binder." And as I'm looking at his binder, Eric tells me, "Oh yeah, he wanted to buy it off me for $2." And I was like, "Really?" And I was looking through the binder slowly, and I stopped halfway, and I look at the guy, and I looked at him dead in the eye, and I was like, "That was fucked up what you did." And he had like the weirdest face. He was like, "What I do?" And I was like, "You ripped off my cousin, a little kid, for a Veiler." And now I understand, $2, $6, $4 difference, or even if it was $5, $3 difference, not a big deal, right? Not a big deal. Even if it was $4, it still bugged me that he ripped off a little kid. So I told him, I was fucked up what you did, and he's like, "Oh, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong." And I told him, "You don't con my little cousin like that and act like you did nothing wrong." Then here's what comes in. This famous YouTuber who shall remain nameless comes in out of nowhere, puts his arm in front of me, and just says, "Whoa, man, calm down. He's just trying to get a good deal." And at the time, I didn't know who he was. He looked familiar because my cousin showed me one of his videos like the day before, and I was just into Yu-Gi-Oh, so I didn't know. And I look at him, and I kept staring at him, and I was like, "Don't you have a YouTube channel?" And he's just like, "Yeah." I just looked at him, and I was like, "Stay out of this," because that wasn't his fight, that wasn't his battle. He didn't have to say anything. He could have stayed out, right? So I'm looking at the guy, and I kept telling him, that's fucked up what you did. And the only reason I kept telling him over and over again is because I was expecting him to say sorry or something, but he kept acting like he did nothing wrong. And again, I have different moral views than other people. So like, if you don't agree with me, that's okay with you. I know this video might get hate or it might get love, but if you don't agree with me, then I really don't care. This is my opinion. This is what I think was fucked up. So I told him the only reason I don't take the Veiler back from you right now is because my cousin Eric, the 10-year-old, has to learn that he can't run around and try selling everything after I told him not to. So it was a lesson to him that I didn't get the Veiler back. So, and here's where it pissed me off. And I'm an aggressive dude. Like, I'm short. I'm 5'7". I'm an aggressive guy. I play water polo and stuff, so I have to be aggressive. So I'm walking away, and here's where it gets funny. Walking away, and I hear the famous YouTuber and his friend whisper and mumble something behind my back. And then I hear laughter. So I tell Eric, "Wait right here." I walk all the way back, go to his friend, and look at him dead in the eye. And I was so mad that I had the ring on, by the way. I raised my fist, and I told him, "If you're gonna talk shit, say it to my fucking face, not behind my back, and don't be a bitch." And he just looked at me. He was fucking scared. And this guy was taller than me, but he looked kind of on the nerdy side. I don't sound mean, but he looked kind of, eh. So he tells me, I just said, "Whatever, man." It's exactly what he said. And I told him, I just told him, like, just don't ever say anything behind anyone's back, like a pussy. And I walked away. I was 17 at the time. I barely turned 18. I didn't want to, I was still in the event. I didn't want to get kicked out, whatever. So, again, the reason that bugs me is because after this happened, I went on this YouTuber's channel and I messaged him and I told him, "Dude, that was fucked up what you did, what your friend did." And the YouTuber just acted like he did nothing wrong. Like, he said, "Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't me that bought the Veiler." And I told him, "Yeah, but you were still around there when it happened. Like, I'm disappointed in you." And he's like, "Oh, well, it's not like I bought the Veiler, and it was a $2 difference. It's not a big deal. I just saw it happen." And he said his excuse was that he just saw it happen, so he had nothing to do with it. He can't block a trade. And I was like, if you're watching your friend rip off a little kid like that, you don't just stand there and just let it happen. That's pretty fucked up. Like, again, different moral value, different moral, like, issues, Like, personally, I wouldn't do it. So before I made the video, I messaged this said YouTuber, and I told him, and I'm gonna read it right now, word for word. I put, "Hey man, I'm the head admin from Yu-Gi-Oh memes. I don't know if you remember, but I'm also the guy at YCS Long Beach, like a while ago, who got really mad, and I almost wanted to start something because of the Veiler incident. Well, I just wanted to say sorry for that, and I'm obviously over it, and I was wondering if I can make a vlog for my YouTube channel and tell the story." And I put, "I'll put your info in the description. I won't make you look bad. I won't slander you. I just want to make a vlog of past stories, and I just want to clear everything up." That's what I told him. And he says, but it had nothing to do with me. I never bought the Veiler." So I put, "I know you didn't, but your friend did. You were there, and I was just wondering if you mind me using your name. You defended that guy, which was what irritated me, But yeah, I obviously don't care anymore. I'm just being polite and asking. That's what I told him. His response was, my name for what? Watching someone else trade? And no, I'm trying to be really nice here.